My name is Gwen Stebrick. You probably know me as Gwen Olin on the reef boards, and I am here to give you an overview of my 12-gallon nano. Basically, it all started when thereeftank.com decided to have a nano build-off competition, and at the last minute I decided to join. I figured it can't hurt to have another tank around the house. So, my plans for the tank were to have an SPS dominant tank with metal halide lighting. So let's take a look at the equipment. So, I have the 150 watt metal halide lighting. It's 14K. It has 12 moonlights. 6 are blue, 6 are white. I don't use the white ones, just use the blue ones as it's in lighting. So I do the 6 moonlights come on for 1 hour, and then 10 hours of the metal halide, and then at the end of the day another hour of blue moonlights. The light fixture does have a fan. It's a 20-inch light fixture. There is a fan on the end, and then I also keep a fan at the back of the tank to help keep the tank extra cool. There is an Aqua Sea Remora skimmer. I do skim wet, and Aqua Sea is probably the best hang on the back skimmer you can buy, so just make sure when you buy a skimmer, buy the best one. Can't go wrong. There is an EvoJab 50 watt heater and 2 MaxiJet 1200s. One MaxiJet is for the main flow of the tank, and then the other one is hooked up to the skimmer. MaxiJet 1200 is for 295 gallons per hour. Okay, and then for the maintenance on the tank, I top the tank off every morning, every night, whatever is needed. Usually goes through between half a gallon and 1 gallon per day. Because I have 2 fans, one fan is in the fixture, another fan blows across the top of the tank. I do evaporate a lot of water, which helps keep the tank cool. And then when I did buy 2 heaters. When you do mix up your water to do water changes, you want to put 1 heater into the water for the new mixed up water, along with power head for some flow. Just make sure for when you do your maintenance, just make sure you get your replacement water pretty much exactly the same as the water here. You know, temperature, salinity, things like that, they all got to match, because you're only working with 12 gallons of water. There's not even that much in there, so little fluctuations are not really good for this tank. But that's probably mostly it for maintenance on the tank. Just do water changes about a couple gallons every 1 to 2 weeks, and then water top-offs. As far as cleaning the tank goes, I do have a little scraper. It's not easy when you got big hands to go playing scraping the tank with so many SPS everywhere. I did find that I was knocking them off every time I'd get in there, and I had to re-glue everything. So I bought a little mag float, and it works good, so I use that. Helps keep the glass all clean. And then toothbrush, if I ever see any little piece of algae, anything like that, scraping it off. So speaking of algae, let's get on to a few problems I've had with the tank. Yes, there is hair algae in this tank, and there is also bubble algae. So we'll come back in a second part, and we'll look at that up close and learn why I have that, things like that. And then also another problem I had with the tank, not anymore, was temperature stabilization. When you have a tank, it's only 12 gallons, have 150 watt metal halide, it's not easy to keep the temperature where you want it. So at first, when I first put the metal halide lighting on, the tank was about 76 to 84. Is going this from one day it would fluctuate 8 degrees, and that was no good. So finally, I finally got the right sized fan along the back, along with the fan in the fixture. I'm able to maintain, and then the heater, of course, temperature is staying between 78 and 80, which is much better than what I was having before. So 78, 80, that's good. And then what we'll do is we'll come right back and then take a close-up look of everything in the tank. Okay, so here we are. Close-up look at my tank. There is about 20 SPS frags a few softies, soft corals, and then one LPS, which is this candy coral, trumpet coral right there. And I have about 25 or so hermit crabs, 7 snails. I do have this little guy here, emerald crab. As I mentioned, I do have a bubble algae problem, which is one of my main reasons for adding him to the tank, to help clear all this yuck. Get that out of the tank there. I have one tiger sleeper goby. The reason he is in here, this was just only an SPS tank for a while, or just a coral tank, and he appeared to be not eating very well, getting kind of skinny, as you can see. So I put him in here in hopes of getting him all really nice and fat. But basically I feed him every day, so that's one of the reasons why I have a hair algae problem in here. And the rock is Marshall Island. I built a little ark and I just used zip ties to hold it all together. And there's just a few inches of sand. I haven't added a background to the tank yet. I'll need to do that soon to hide all those cords. But basically it's a fairly stable system. Everything's growing really well. The tank has been up for a couple months now. Temperature is right at 78. I got a little happy frag of zinnia here, growing pretty big. And along the back there is a little starfish against the wall. Just one of those live rock hitchhikers. Alright, that's about it. Thanks for joining me on this little tour of my nano. Goodbye.